Welcome to this channel. Mau belajar bahasa Indonesia atau bahasa Inggris dengan cara yang seru, santai, dan mudah dipahami? You're in the right place. Belajar kosakata dan ekspresi sehari-hari. Learn daily vocabulary and expressions. Dengarkan contoh situasi nyata. Listen to real-life examples. Subscribe sekarang dan nyalakan notifikasi. Let's learn together and have fun.
Welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah.
And a special hello if you're tuning in from Modicard channel. Great to have you with us.
Hey everyone.
Today, we're doing something really practical, I think, especially for those of you learning Indonesian.
That's right. We're looking at an Indonesian incident report.
Yeah, based on some really detailed lesson notes we've got. They include, well, everything, a full dialogue, vocab, grammar.
And some really crucial cultural bits too. It's a fantastic source.
It really is. So our mission today is to pull out the most important stuff for you. The things that help you understand why things are said a certain way.
Not just the what, but the how and why in a real world context. It's about being prepared, really.
Exactly. Ready to jump in?
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's get right into the heart of it. The source material kicks off with this dialogue. It's between a woman, Inda, and a police officer.
Right. She's reporting a robbery she just experienced.
And what strikes me is how, well, direct it is from the very start. There's an urgency.
There has to be, doesn't there? And for you learning Indonesian, this is gold. It's not abstract grammar. It's how people actually talk in a serious situation.
Communication is critical here.
Absolutely. Getting help, making the report clear, understanding this dialogue gives you real tools.
So let's break it down. We'll do the Indonesian, then the English, so you can hear the connection. Inda starts things off.
She says, "Pak, saya mau melaporkan perampokan."
Which translates to, "Sir, I want to report a robbery."
See, super direct, no messing about. Tells him exactly why she's there.
A good lesson for learners in a formal setting like a police station.
Definitely.
And the officer responds, needing more info, naturally.
He says, "Baik, tolong berikan saya keterangan yang lebih mendetail. Apakah ini terjadi pada ibu sendiri atau orang lain?"
All right, please give me more detailed information. Did this happen to you or someone else? Polite, but getting down to business.
Standard procedure. He needs the basic facts first.
Inda clarifies immediately.
Ini terjadi pada saya kira-kira 10 menit yang lalu di kereta bawah.
This happened to me about 10 minutes ago on the train, sir.
Key details right there. Who, when, where. Very efficient.
Helps the police gauge the situation instantly.
Exactly.
Then the officer asks about her condition, which is obviously a priority.
Apakah ibu terluka?
Are you injured, ma'am?
Ah!
Simple, direct question.
And her answer is really interesting linguistically. It uses a word we should flag for later.
Okay.
She says, "Sepertinya saya tidak terluka, tetapi kepala saya pusing karena saya sempat dipukuli orang-orang yang merampok saya."
It seems like I'm not injured, but I'm dizzy because I was beaten by the people who robbed me.
Ah, you mean sepertinya.
Exactly. It seems like it's subtle. She's not saying I am definitely not injured, but conveying how she feels, her perception. It's careful.
That's a great point. Especially for an official report, that nuance matters.
It avoids making a definitive medical claim she might not be sure about.
Right. And the officer notices something.
He responds, "Sepertinya ada pembengkakan. Mohon pakai kompres dingin ini. Jadi bagaimana ceritanya, Bu?" There seems to be swelling. Please use this cold compress. So what's the story, ma'am? So he offers practical help first.
Acknowledges the injury he can see, using Sepertinya himself, mirroring her uncertainty, perhaps.
And then smoothly transitions to getting the full narrative.
Right, time for the details.
And Inda starts setting the scene.
Saya naik kereta kelas ekonomi sekitar jam tiksur. 30 sepi cuma ada sekitar 5 orang. Lalu ketika hampir sampai di perhentian saya, ada teman yang pindah tempat duduk menuju ke dekat saya.
Okay, let's break that down. I boarded the economy class train around 6 p.m. The carriage was quiet and there were only about 5 people on board. By the time we had almost arrived at my stop, 2 young men had moved to seats closer to me.
So she's building the context. Time, place, atmosphere, the lead up, vital for any report.
Establishing that sequence of events.
Precisely.
Then she describes the actual attack. It's quite stark.
Saat keretanya berhenti, mereka langsung memukuli bagian mata dan kepala saya. Lalu mereka langsung merampas iPhone, tas, dan kantung belanjaan saya dan lari keluar dari kereta.
Wow. When the train stopped, they immediately hit my eye and head, then they stole my iPhone, bag, and shopping bags and ran out of the train.
That verb, merampas, to steal, to snatch, to rob violently, it really conveys the suddenness and aggression.
It does. A very important word in this context.
Crucial. So logically, the officer needs a description next.
Right. He asks, bagaimana ciri-ciri kedua orang itu?
What did those 2 men look like? Standard investigative question.
And Inda gives her recollection, starting with another interesting phrase.
Pertama-tama saya mengira kalau mereka hanya pelajar. Tingginya sedikit lebih tinggi daripada saya, yang satu pakai kaos hitam, yang satu lagi pakai kemeja putih. Kulitnya berwarna sawo matang.
At first I thought that they were just some students. They were slightly taller than me, and one was wearing a black t-shirt and the other one was wearing a white shirt. Their skin was tan. You mean pertama-tama?
Yeah, at first of all, it flags her initial impression, which might be important if it changed later or if she wants to qualify her description. It shows her thought process.
That makes sense. It adds a layer to the description.
It really does. And looking at this whole dialogue, the source material lays it out so well. It's like a roadmap for giving a report.
From the initial statement to the detailed account.
Exactly. For you learning the language, it's a practical framework you can adapt.
Okay, so that dialogue is packed with useful stuff. But to really use it, you need the building blocks, the vocabularies.
Absolutely. A good vocabulary is your foundation, especially for detailed reporting. You need the right words.
So what are some key terms the source highlights from this scenario?
Well, we already mentioned rampas, meaning to rob or to snatch. Very central here.
Right. And pemuda, young man. She mentioned 2 young men.
Then train-related words, gerbong for carriage, and carita for train itself.
Very relevant to her story. What else?
Compress the officer offered, and siri, which is super useful, meaning characteristic or features, essential for description.
You'd use that a lot. And of course, the main topic, perampokan, the robbery.
Yes, and luka, a general but vital word for wound, injury, or cut.
Okay.
Finally, keterana. It means explanation or information. Very versatile. The police asked for keterangan.
Got it. Those seem really core. Does the source give examples?
It does, which is great for seeing them in context. For rampas, it gives. Tasnya dirampas dalam perjalanan pulang.
His bag was robbed on his way home. Shows how it's used passively sometimes.
Right. And for Perita, a practical sentence, kereta menuju London yang selanjutnya akan tiba dalam 30 menit.
The next train to London will arrive in 30 minutes. Useful for anyone traveling.
Or linking back to the robbery theme, perampokan itu terjadi sekitar jam 7 pagi.
The robbery happened around 7 a.m. Clear and direct.
And for keterangan, showing its broader use, keluarganya sedang diberi keterangan oleh dokter.
The explanation is being given to his family by the doctor,
Yeah.
so it's not just for crime reports.
Not at all. Seeing these examples helps you connect the words to real situations. It's about building those mental links.
Definitely more helpful than just a list.
Much more.
Okay, so we have the dialogue flow and some key vocab. Now let's dig into the grammar and phrase usage. This is where you learn to build more complex sentences, right?
Exactly. If you want to move beyond basic statements, understanding these nuances is key. It allows you to express things precisely, sequence, impressions, details. It makes your Indonesian much richer.
Like telling a full story, not just facts.
Precisely, which is vital in reporting something like this.
Let's revisit pertama-tama. Andy used it for her first impression. Means first of all, or at first.
Right. It's formed by doubling pertama, first. That reduplication adds emphasis, like the very first thing. And pertama doesn't really mean anything on its own here. It's just part of that structure.
And you can use it formally or informally.
Yeah, it's pretty flexible. The source also mentions a similar phrase, mula-mula, from mula meaning beginning. It also means at first or right at the start, maybe implying even earlier than pertama-tama.
Okay. An example.
Sure, like starting speech. Pertama-tama saya ingin mengungkapkan terima kasih.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you. Sets the scene.
Exactly.
Now, what about terluka, injured? You mentioned the prefix ter.
Yes. This is a really common and useful pattern. Ter often works like adding ed in English. Luka is the root wound, injury. So terluka means being in the state of being injured or wounded.
Does ter always imply an accident or being passive?
Often it implies a state, sometimes resulting from an accident or something unintentional. It describes the condition. Terluka is common in formal reports. Informally, people might just say luka. Or for something minor like a scrape, they might use lasset. So the word choice depends on formality and severity.
Makes sense. Got an example for terluka.
The source gives, terdapat 8 korban yang terluka ringan akibat insiden itu.
There are 8 victims that are mildly injured due to the incident. Shows formality.
It highlights how language adjusts.
Right. Now, moving into sentence structure, the source talks about using conjunctions for longer explanations. We saw sepertinya for adding nuance.
Seems like, yeah, crucial for expressing uncertainty, like Inda did.
But for telling the story in order, you need time connectors.
Desperately need them. Otherwise, it's just a jumble of events. Conjunctions of time give you sequence. The source lists the key ones.
Okay, like ketika.
Yes, ketika, when, while, at the time. Good for simultaneous events.
And sementara also means while or whilst.
It does. Also, sewaktu, in the time, by the time, similar function.
For before and after.
You've got sebelum for before and sesudah or setelah for after. Essential sequencing.
And for duration or starting points.
Sejak or semenjak means since. And sampai or hingga means till or until for the endpoint. These build your timeline.
What about immediate actions?
Sesajelah or segera setelah, as soon as. Very useful.
And for just continuing the story.
Selanjutnya, next, after that, furthermore. Keeps the narrative flowing.
And wrapping up.
Sepertinya, finally, at the end. Your basic storytelling toolkit, really.
Examples would probably help here.
Definitely. Let's take some from the source. Using ketika. Telah terjadi kecelakaan mobil ketika saya berada di perjalanan ke sekolah.
There was a car accident when I was on my way to school.
Links two things happening together.
Exactly. Or using hingga for duration up to now. Terdapat 10 suri korban luka berat dan 4 korban luka ringan hingga sekarang.
There have been 10 major and 4 minor injury victims up till now. Shows the time frame.
And sementara for concurrent actions, orang-orang mengungsi sementara pemadam kebakaran berusaha memadamkan api.
People are evacuating while the firefighters are trying to extinguish the fire. Two things happening at once.
Using sebelum for context, korban sempat menghubungi temannya sebelum pembunuhan terjadi.
The victim had contacted her friend before the murder occurred. Important timing.
And sesegera mungkin for urgency. Bila terjadi penipuan, sesegera mungkin hubungi polisi.
If you are a victim of fraud, contact the police as soon as possible. Strong advice. These really show how vital these connectors are.
They really are. They glue the story together. So the source doesn't just stick to robbery, right? It expands the vocabulary.
That's right. It gives you terms for other common, unfortunately, incidents or crimes. Helps you understand news reports or just general conversation better.
Like what?
Well, kecelakaan for accident, and specifically kecelakaan mobil for a car accident, that's more formal. Informally, you might hear tabrakan for a crash.
Good to know both.
And things like kebakaran fire, ledakan explosion, pembunuhan, murder, and penculikan, abduction, kidnapping.
Serious stuff, but important vocabulary.
Also penyelundupan, smuggling, penipuan, fraud, and pemerkosan, rape. Fills out the picture of potential incidents.
And what about the people involved?
Key roles. Korban is victim, tersangka is suspect, and saksi mata is eyewitness.
Essential terms for any report.
And don't forget barang bukti, evidence, kasus, case. And sadly, korban jiwa, casualty or fatalities.
Wow, okay. Having that vocabulary really equips you to understand a much wider range of situations.
It empowers you, definitely, gives you the specifics.
So we've got the language, the dialogue, the vocab, the grammar. How does this connect to the reality on the ground in Indonesia? Let's talk cultural insights.
Right. This is crucial context. The source asks, what crimes are common and how can you stay safe?
And the answer is
robbery, pickpocketing, theft. These are common everyday issues, sadly. But, and this is important, they're usually about money or valuables.
Not typically violent beyond the act of theft itself.
Generally, yes. The source stresses that guns are very rarely involved, which is a significant difference from some other places.
That's somewhat reassuring, though still serious. Where do these things tend to happen?
High-risk spots include public transport buses, trains, busy markets, and those pedestrian footbridges. Basically, crowded places where thieves can operate easily.
Opportunity crimes.
Exactly. The source actually shares a personal story from me. I was robbed once in an open-air market, just had my bag snatched. Another time, pickpocketed on a footbridge near my house.
Oh, wow. That must have been frightening. What did you learn from that?
Speed. It happens incredibly fast, you barely register it. And the absolute need for constant awareness in those places. It's not paranoia, it's just being present. Situational awareness.
So it's not just about passively holding your bag, but actively thinking about potential risks.
Yes, anticipating, like, okay, I'm entering a crowded market, let me make sure my bag is secure across my body, zipped up, maybe held in front of me. Make yourself less of an easy target.
So what's the core advice for listeners based on the source and your experience?
Rule 1, always mind your belongings. actively. Rule 2, avoid being flashy. Don't wear expensive jewelry out on the street. Don't wave your fancy phone around.
Even in traffic.
Especially in traffic on a motorbike. Phones and holders are prime targets at red lights. Snatch and go.
Okay, good tip. What about that advice for special occasions?
Ah, yes, the jewelry trick. If you're going to a wedding or something, don't wear your good stuff on the way. Keep it hidden, maybe in a simple paper bag so it doesn't look valuable. Put it on when you arrive, take it off before you leave.
That's really clever. Camouflage.
It is. And remember, it's not just jewelry. Electronics are major targets. iPhones, tablets, cameras.
Especially where people let their guard down.
Right. Like cafes with free Wi-Fi, people get absorbed, thieves take advantage, opportunity again.
Makes sense. Any advice about cash?
Yeah, don't carry huge amounts. Avoid withdrawing lots from ATMs if you can help it. If you must carry a lot of cash, use a hidden body pouch or neck wallet under your clothes. Simple security layer.
Good practical tips. And there was one key word to shout.
Yes, cope it means pickpocket. Short, sharp alerts everyone around you.
So this deep dive really shows language and cultural awareness go hand in hand.
You absolutely need both. Knowing the words isn't enough if you don't understand the context and how to be street smart. It's about blending the skills.
Well, this has been incredibly insightful. We've gone from a specific dialogue about an incident report
to vocabulary,
grammar, and landed on really practical safety and cultural awareness tips.
Yeah.
It shows how learning Indonesian through these real-world scenarios gives you so much more than just language.
It gives you preparedness, a deeper understanding of the environment you're in. It's practical knowledge.
Exactly. So hopefully this deep dive helps you feel more equipped, more informed.
Absolutely. And it leaves us with a thought, perhaps. How does focusing on these specific practical language situations, like reporting an incident, change your approach to learning? Does it make the language feel more alive, more immediately useful?
Something for you to ponder.
It really connects the learning to the living.
Well, thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe.